Hello, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Ponda Baba, or Walrus Man from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description, and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first, and then Sharpies. So, if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on. I'll take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so, Walrus Man, right? Ponda Baba, right? Look, I grew up with him as Walrus Man. And as time has gone on, he's become something, and so now he is Ponda Baba, right? Now, let's talk about the history of this guy, because things have changed, and I have to make a decision for my sketch, like how we're going to proceed, because, oh, you know what, I want him to have like a hunchback. I want him to be a little weird, a little strange. He doesn't have hands. He's got suction cups, but, hear me out. They changed it in editing. So, I don't know how this happened in filming. It's like, why didn't you notice it when you were filming? Why didn't you notice this? Because he has suction cup hands, when it came time to have his arm shot off, it didn't work. Because how is he going to be holding the pistol, right? And so, they changed it in editing, so now it became a Wolfman hand, right? Now, he didn't have that before, but that's what they decided to do. So, also, his death was much more gruesome. It was parts. It wasn't just the arm. It was the head. It was the torso. He was cut up in a whole bunch of pieces. There are photos of this. You have to really search and find them. But, yeah, so that's what his hands used to be. I think I'm going to do a mix. They're kind of doing that with the figures. They kind of mix them up into the hand / covered up with like the cup surface part. It's almost like a horse hoof is what it looks like. But anyway, they changed it, and so now he kind of has an amalgam of the hand with the cup covering the back like that. So it's almost like that. But yeah, in editing is when they changed it. So he didn't used to actually have this Wolfman hand. Now, also, I need to make his head look like it's gigantic. I mean, it really is. When they made these characters, I guess that's the best way to say it, they didn't really do much besides here, just put this mask on, right? So it had to be bigger than a human head, so it'll fit over the head. So when we draw them now, or when we create them, we have to make sure we do the same thing. Like, it has to be big enough to be put on top of someone's head. And that's really it. That's the extent of how crazy it needs to get. Other than that, it was just a guy in a suit, and he met his untimely death. Now, who knows if we're going to see more of them. It was kind of fun to see them in Rogue One. But, it would be great to see their characters fleshed out, see them a little bit more in other series. Like maybe Cassian, right? Or Andor, what's it going to be called? His show. That would be kind of neat. But also, let me just say this too. We don't need to see everybody from the past. Like, you don't have to throw in, hey, remember this guy? You guys like this guy? They tend to do that sometimes, and I get it. We are nostalgic. We will go, hey, it's Ponda Baba, or hey, it's Walrus Man. We don't need to see that all the time. So don't. It's time for new characters, is what I'm trying to say. Same thing with the Skywalker trilogy, and they kept throwing in, hey, remember this guy, and hey, remember Lando, and all that. It's like, okay, thank you. But it's time for new people. And I'm not saying in the Skywalker trilogy. I'm just saying the Skywalker trilogy is over. Time for new stuff. You know what? Let me see if I've got a picture of his gun. Here's the other tricky part: is there aren't a lot of pictures at all, really. I'm lucky I found the few that I did, but there aren't a lot of this is what they look like pictures, you know, because they just kind of used them real quick for the cantina and then moved on to next scene, you know, that kind of stuff. So I don't have a good picture of his blaster. Like the one I have, it's black and white. Here, let me show you. This is what his hand used to be like. This is a shot of the what do you call it? The flipper that he had. So I don't have good pictures of his blaster. That's all I got. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I have one of the arm on the ground, the real one, to show me what it ended up. I don't. I don't. So let me just kind of make something up real quick. I'm just gonna have to do that. Okay, something like that. That ought to work. But for the most part, we just need to get to the fun stuff, right? So let me erase some of these lines real quick. Let me need my eraser. What I usually do is I put the first few lines down as sketch lines. That's placement lines. I'm just trying to get a feel for where it's going to be. As I get more confident, I press harder, and those are my confidence lines. So I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil line. So when I erase like this, I am erasing the sketch lines, not the confidence lines. So that's how you live your life too. You get rid of your sketchiness and keep your confidence, and things will be awesome. All right, I think that's enough that I can see where we're gonna go and it won't stand out over the Sharpie. So I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. So yeah, so I think I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen and then build from there. And if you want to see more Star Wars, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many things that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So check it out and let's get going. I'm going to start with his big old eyes. He's kind of off to the side like this. So I'm going to draw his big old diamond eyes. I guess not diamond eyes, right there, like teardrop eyes. Like that. And the reason I wanted to get this smaller Sharpie was just to do a little bit of like that, like little lines around to kind of show that it's like this very fine walrus man look, right? So I grew up calling him Walrus Man. I've been collecting since I was there at the beginning. This is how old I am. I got to see Star Wars in the theaters as a little boy. For real, that's how old I am. So I was there with the toys and collecting stuff and just enjoying it and all this crazy stuff. And we knew him as Walrus Man. I want to draw more lines going across, but I kind of want to do that with color too. So I think I want to stop right there. I'm drawing too much. I'm going to jump over to the big Sharpie because now we're going to draw his big old teeth. I'm going to come down like this. Draw the other one like this. There we go. And I'll add some more detail with this as we go. As a matter of fact, I think I want to color in the eyes just a little bit more. They're solid black, so I'm not going to color them in. I'm going to do that with color, or I'm not going to ink them in. I'm going to add them with color whenever I do the color portion. But I want to do it like that to make it stand out just a little bit over the fine little detail lines like that. I'm going to add some hair in a minute, but I'm just going to do his outline of his head. And it's going to seem a little big, but here's the point. I talked about this in the sketch. It needs to be a mask, right? Because that's what it was, a guy wearing a mask. So it's got to be a bigger than a human head in so many words. And then a little bit of fur and hair just kind of hanging down. And I don't want to go too crazy, but I do want to, you know, define a few lines. And we'll do some over here too. But I talked a lot about the original hands of the Walrus Man, Ponda Baba. I keep saying Walrus Man. It's what I grew up calling him, you know. So sorry if I'm upsetting anybody by saying the wrong thing. I don't mean to. It's just what I'm used to saying. Okay, so I think that's good for the head. Let's get going with this coat. Now, he does not have a hunchback, but I kind of made him with the hunchback just because I just thought it'd be better character-wise. Like, he's more alien, more ruthless, you know? So there's his back, right? In so many words. He does have like some like detailing on his jacket that I do want to accent, like this. And then he's got a pocket, a little space pocket. And here's his sleeve, right? Like this. Let's go ahead and draw the front of the jacket. I want to draw the torso so you get a feel of where we are, like where his design is, right? Okay. I'm going to draw the back of it up like this. I'm going to stop right about there because I want to draw the arm out. And I'm going to go ahead and also draw, like, because it's a puffy jacket, I want to draw just a little bit of another lining inside like this, just to show how puffy that part is. But it's not as accented, or not as thick is what I'm trying to say. It is accented. Like that. Okay, and then this is kind of like this. It's just a little bit of a puffy lining, like that. Same thing, and then you can't see the pocket. It's just a covering of a hole. It's basically all it is. So I'm just going to kind of show like a little bit of an accent right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw. Let's draw the rest of his jacket so you see where it is. That, and then I'm going to draw in his going into his side here, and I'm going to stop right about there because I need to draw the inside. But more than anything, I just wanted you to see the feel for his coat, like where it's wrapping over his little hunch body. All right. So this arm is just going to be hanging down. He's kind of, you know, in an action pose, and so we're going to do this same style because it's halfway through the arm, just halfway for some reason. It's not the entire thing. So I'm just going to come down here, and I'm going to basically draw just anatomy over his jacket over anatomy is what I'm really doing. There's going to be the sleeve. This arm's coming through like this. It's going to be that simple, like that. But again, he's got that little puffy styling. So I'm going to go ahead and do this just to show the top of it. Now I'm going to do some wrinkles and folds. Woo! I have no words today. Wrinkles and folds, just to show the jacket's a poofy jacket. And I'm going to go ahead and do like we did there. My paper's it's not flat. I have to be careful. Something like that, just to show again that style, the puffiness that he's got there, and then some more wrinkles and folds, just to show the feel of the jacket. Right? Nothing too crazy. All right. Okay, so for the hand, I talked about this in the sketch. If you want to know why it looks like this, go back to the sketch. I'm not going to bore everybody who already listened to it. I'm just going to go ahead and draw it. But like I said, there's a reason behind it. I even show a picture of why it looks like this. It's a crazy story. Okay, so here's his thumb. You can see it on the other side. Okay, and there's his finger. Kind of the Wolfman finger, right? And the other one is just kind of like that, kind of back behind it. So there's not much I can really do because it's that claw hand, or the flipper hand, I guess is what they call it. Again, looks more like a claw to me. But that's what we're gonna do for his hand. So let's do the other one holding a pistol. And so this one, same thing, the arm's coming down. this. Here's the elbow. It's all bent up right here in the crook of the arm. Over to his wrist. Coming down like this. Stressed, and so it's a little bent. And let's add some wrinkles and folds. All right, just something like that. Nothing too crazy. I want to do a whole bunch, but yeah, we should just, keep it simple. This hand is going to be holding a blaster, right? So I'm going to draw the wrist to the thumb, over the fingers. His old Wolfman flipper hand. There's going to be the back of the gun, right? There is the trigger. Here is the middle finger, index finger, and then pinky. All right. The bottom of the gun coming up. We'll go ahead and draw some kind of trigger up like this, trigger guard, sorry. And for the gun, again, I'm just gonna kind of make it up. It's just, I don't have a good picture, so I'm gonna make up what it might look like. And the position change, so let me just draw something like this real fast, just to kind of fix my sketch. My sketch was a little bit different, so this will kind of straighten out my sketch. Okay. Then I come over here and do something like this. All right, something like that. The bulk of it, right? And then, I need the rest of his hand. Look at that, I didn't even draw it. Okay, and then the cup, all that, that's behind, so you can't really see. We're just gonna say you can see that much of it, right? Because basically, if it's on the back of it, when he flips over, all you're seeing is that part, and that's it. Okay, so let's draw his hand, a little bit of creases on his hand. And his little Wolfman thumb, or not thumb, what do you call it? Fingernails? Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this side out a little bit too. And I'm not going to get too crazy with the gun because that's pretty much taken care of itself, like all these pieces and parts. There we go. All right, so now we want to draw his coat, his jacket. I don't have my words. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I am, but I'm not, because you know I can't speak, right? His belt is going to be about right here, and he's just got an old-fashioned cowboy belt, something like that. His connection is going to be right there. So now I can draw his shirt like that. I'm going to go ahead and add some wrinkles and folds. Okay, something like that. And I don't think he's got a holster. I can't tell if that's a knife blade or what that is. There is something hanging down right there, but nothing I can do about that. We're just gonna add some connecting for his pants right there. Then all we're doing is drawing pants and boots. That's it, that's simple. So I'm gonna draw one leg over like this. There's the edge of the boot. Legs all bent over. Going up like this. This one's coming out this way. All tucked into the boot so it's kind of pushed out. And let's draw the boots and then we'll add the detail. Let's just go ahead and finish this off. Right? Coming down here to his old cowboy boot. Space boot, I guess. Space cowboy boot. Let's do both of them. Okay. It's a little stubby. I could have fixed that, but you know, that's all right. That's okay. I'm just trying to fix his pants here. Let me give him some wrinkles and folds. And there, just some kind of wrinkles into the pants because it's all tucked in, so it's kind of all wrinkled as it's pushed into the boot right there. Okay, so here I like to do creases on the edge just to kind of show that there's movement on the ankle, you know? I don't know what I did here, that was a little mess up. Alright. Again, just some kind of, you know, movement, that there's flow in the movement of the shoe. So, but there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Ponda Baba, Walrus Man from Star Wars.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.